Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the keynote session of day 2 here at Huawei Connect 2022 Paris. My name is Hayley Edmonds, and I'm delighted to be your host for this morning's sessions. So the overall theme of this morning's plenaries will be innovative infrastructure to unleash digital. The intelligent world requires laying the right foundations and investing in the future. The 5.5G era is just around the corner, and it's an important milestone on this path. So how can we coordinate our efforts to define and redefine the industry vision and standards for the 5.5G era? Well, here to share with us his perspective in this keynote video, please welcome Mr. David Wang, Executive Director of the Board, Chairman of ICT Infrastructure Managing Board, Huawei, for today's opening presentation entitled Embracing the 5.5 Era, Striding Towards the Intelligent World.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's summit. Last year, Huawei published the Intelligent World 2030 report. Together with our customers, partners, and other industry experts, we explored how to drive development in major sectors. The rapid development of technologies is helping us move even faster toward the intelligent world. We believe a better multi-sensory connectivity will bridge both time and space. Digital technology will continue to reshape the production, and AI will become central to almost every production process. Digital technology will also become a key enabler of the green development and help the world go low carbon more quickly. In the future, individuals, households, and industries will have higher requirements for the digital infrastructure. As always, we are relentless in our pursuit of a better experience. Immersive services like XR and holographic communication are maturing, and the connectivity experience will increase from 1 Gbps to 10 Gbps. Mobile DOU will surge from today's 15 GB to 100 GB. The requirements for latency and ubiquitous connectivities will also increase. For households, the demands generated by advanced services like 24K 3D VR games and holographic education and meetings is creating a full fiber 10 Gbps era. For industry, digital transformation is now in a fast lane. This requirement for connections, quality, and awareness are diversifying and increasing. And so, we have defined standards for both 5G and F5G to drive service development in the 5G era. Our current level of technological development cannot support the more diverse and complex requirements of the future. This means we must continue to work hard. If we hope to reach an intelligent world by 2030, therefore, the 5.5G era is an important milestone on this path, one we cannot miss. In the 5.5G era, we will need ubiquitous 10 Gbps experience, intelligent and high-quality computing, scaling, highly autonomous Level 4 networks, cloud-native 2.0 services for enterprises, and a 10-fold increase of the computing power, storage, and infrastructure performance. Similarly, in April, Huawei proposed F5.5G, an evolution of F5G. F5.5G uses next-generation technologies, such as 50G PON, Wi-Fi 7, and 800G, to improve the network speed from 1 Gbps to 10 Gbps. F.5G can also provide real-time, resilient links through technologies like high-density time slots and lossless multipath protection. This will improve network performance from carrier-grade to industrial grade. This means microsecond level latency and 6-9 availability in industrial setting. F5.5G also extends optical communication to optical sensing by using optical fiber scattering to detect vibration, stress, and temperatures. Optical sensing can achieve meter-level accuracy. This paves the way for the new application scenarios and business value. For example, intelligent inspections of the oil and gas pipelines. So now we can define the paths forward within the frameworks of standards organizations such as ETSI and ITU. We will also need to work closely with vertical partners to explore more F5.5G business scenarios. In addition to wireless and optical, we must also look at data communication. Net 5.5G is our vision for the next generation data communication networks. It covers 6 aspects: green ultra-broadband, massive heterogeneous IoT, high resilience, and low latency connectivities. IP version 6 enhanced multiple domain network AI and ubiquitous network security. By upgrading to Wi-Fi 7 and 800G, green ultra-broadband can deliver 10 Gbps per second access for mobile users, homes and office campuses, and ensure high end-to-end network bandwidth. IP version 6 enhanced multiple domain network AI and ubiquitous network security will give enterprises quality and secure multiple cloud networking. This will enable the convergent sensing and scheduling of cloud and computing resources. Higher resilience and low latency connectivity can interconnect millions of computing nodes. This will drive the development of advanced industrial networks that offer high resilience and low latency. Massive heterogeneous IoT connects devices that are used in industry and on campuses. By coming together and quickly reaching a consensus on the evolutions towards Net 5.5G, we will be able to explore new business scenarios and standards and unlock great value for the industry. While we first proposed the concept of an autonomous driving network in 2018, it has matured over the past few years. We have already driven the evolution of partially autonomous level 2 networks to conditionally autonomous level 3 networks. And by 2025, we expect to achieve highly autonomous level 4 networks. Level 4 networks will require a 3-layer AI architecture. First, at the network element layer, AI native will turn traditional network elements into intelligent network elements. Second, at network control layer, the digital twins and foundation modes will improve efficiency. Third, at the service layer, and intelligent service agent will enable closed-loop management. Network-wide autonomy will deliver superior experiences with 0 wait times, 0 touches, and 0 force to users, and support self-configuring, self-healing, and self-optimizing on for the network operators. So our next step in this area are clear. We must define a profile for level 4 and level 5 autonomous networks and make breakthroughs in related basic theory and foundational technologies. We must also build a platform for industry academia collaboration to promote unified standards. Next, in the 5.5G era, we will need to redefine computing architecture to support diversified computing resources. We need to achieve a 10-fold increase in computing power by 2025 by pursuing system-level innovation as an industry, we will be able to redefine this computing architecture and improve the computing performance and efficiency. As the data application diversify and become more time sensitive, storage system will also need to become more data-centric. We will need to redefine storage architecture and increase storage performance by tenfold. At hardware level, we can use high-throughput global data buses to integrate DDR memory buses with the system PCIe buses. This will make data flow faster from 5 gigabit per second to more than 50 gigabit per second. Software architecture can be adjusted to separate the data plane and the control plane, reducing data access latency from 100 microsecond to 10 microsecond. We can also use the data application acceleration agent for the near data processing to increase the data processing efficiency by 5 to 10 times. The ultimate goal of storage system advancement is to store more data, ensure that data can flow smoothly and be easily accessed, and offer consistent experiences, both on and off the cloud. Here, we need our industry partner to jointly define a storage architecture that meets diversified data processing requirements and boosts performance. Huawei proposed the Cloud Native 2.0 in 2020. This idea has already taken hold across the industry. By 2025, more than 95% of enterprise applications will become cloud native. Cloud Native 2.0 is based on the concept of the everything as a service. First, infrastructure as a service. Global data center and networks and distributed cloud native technology will reduce cloud access latency to 50 milliseconds. Second, technology as a service will unlock huge potential for industry. We provide 4 such pipelines for software development, AI development, digital content, and data governance. These pipelines can shorten up time to market to 10 minutes and enable intelligent generation of 40% of code. Finally, we also offer expertise as a service. By sharing best practice in digital transformation, we can modernize and recombine enterprises' applications across the entire ecosystem. By working together with ecosystem partners to make everything as a service with Cloud Native 2.0, we can create a thriving cloud service industry ecosystem. Finally, let's talk about green and sustainable development in the 5.5G era. If we want to effectively fight climate change, we must fund innovative ICT solutions in 3 areas. First, we need to offset the growing energy consumption by making digital infrastructure more energy efficient. To do so, we have proposed the Unified Network Carbon Intensity Index to assess the energy saving policies of the entire networks. We have also released a 3-level green solution that covers sites, networks, and operations to improve the network energy efficiency by tenfold by 2025. Second, we need to integrate, innovate digital and power electronics technologies to increase the share of renewable in our energy mix. Third, we need to use the digital technology to help different industries go low carbon, especially carbon-intensive sectors like electric power, industry, transportation, and buildings. We are now calling for the industry to adopt a unified NCIE system by working together to explore new digital technologies. We can accelerate industry digitalization and decarbonization. 5.5G will be a key milestone on our path to an intelligent world. These H approaches are critical to creating a strong and sustainable 5.5G era. To achieve our ambitious goals for 2030, we must first embrace 5.5G. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Let's work together to embrace 5.5G and stride towards the intelligent world. Thank you.
And thank you, Mr. Wang, for opening this morning's session with your plenary. The 5.5G era is indeed a very important milestone on our journey to an intelligent world. Huawei is dedicated to helping its customers and partners grow using innovation, sustainability, creativity, technology, invention, and of course, continuous investment. So today, let's take a look at a series of new products for the European market. Data communication becomes a strategic asset of innovation digital infrastructure. And as Huawei continues to innovate in data communication, it builds intelligent connections for customers. Here to tell us more, please welcome to the stage our next guest, Mr. Alexander Maslow, CTO of Enterprise Business Group of Huawei Western Europe, who'll dive deep into the intelligent cloud network with his presentation on unleashing industry digital productivity.
Thank you,
The floor
Haley.
is yours.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Paris. Welcome to Huawei Connect. I'm really honored and super excited to share with you Huawei innovations around boosting of digital productivity in our interesting digital era that we are entering right now. As we all know, most of European countries already have defined their digital strategies, with main reason to build the digital economy and drive digital segments through the transformation over the course of the years. And we also all know what is behind of this. Behind the whole digital transformation, we see the data, big data. And to unleash the power of the data and make secure flows of that, digital network becomes one of the main assets for this critical ICT infrastructure. Looking on very excited times that we are living in, we see those transformation across all of the industries, starting from government that tries to connect more citizens, provide new services, going through digital access to the information, and that, of course, introduce some challenges across the board by making the more complex network infrastructure. Moving to finance, that's running more and more applications that are run in different clouds, in different premises with different policies and different requirements. And, for instance, retail, that right now moving from offline, online, connecting together, introducing the new IoT devices and new technologies that require also the new approach, how to build, to operate, and maintain the whole ICT infrastructure. With these challenges in mind, last year, Huawei introduced the intelligent cloud network approach with the aim to support our customers in different industries. And I would like to take a look on three main pillars of intelligent cloud network, starting with the campus. As IDC forecasts that by 2025, more than 55 billion devices globally would be connected to the network, of course, the complexity of those networks should arise. And the Huawei introduced a simplified approach how to build the campus network. As by introducing simplified access with, for instance, intelligent antennas for building more reliable wireless networks, moving to simplification of the whole campus network architecture by removing separate layers and make it really simple to build the core to the edge, and moving forward, of course, for operations and management by automated most of the operations from the deploying, introducing, troubleshooting, and then maintenance of the whole campus infrastructure. Many customers has deployed so far the cloud campus solutions. I would like to give only 2 examples today from Western Europe, starting one of German retail giant Müller, who was going through the transformation of the retail shopping experience, both on offline as well as online, and we're happy to support this customer by introducing the software-defined network approach that helps them to accelerate the way how they introduce the new services, at the same time moving to the MSP, software as a service model, by not introducing additional IT overhead, so managing the whole infrastructure with the same resources that they had, with the same IT people that they used to have, and at the same time introducing the new conversions between their network, wireless, and IoT infrastructure that make them capable now to introduce new analytics and introduce new services inside of their retail stores. At the same time, looking from the future, by introducing the SDN approach for Müller, we were capable also to provide them more than 150 APIs that make them available now to introduce any sort of the new applications that they're going to run over the next years to satisfy their customers in the new ways. Let's move a little bit forward to another example. Now we move into Switzerland and the educational customer of ETH, that we're also going through the digital transformation by connecting and providing new services for students, for teachers, lecturers, and also the research institutions. And Huawei was capable to provide the connectivity with guaranteed bandwidth for all this high-density campus environment, as well as introducing highly secure, dedicated VXLAN infrastructure that makes them capable then to run on top of that any application based on the segment of the users they want to use and make. At the same time, again, we keep in mind that this is not IT company, this is university, and we have also limited IT personnel. That means that operations and management also becoming super important, and we automate the way we can state-of-the-art to simplify and make it very, very easy. Let's move on to the data center and cloud fabric innovations that we also have as part of the intelligent cloud network, with the main focus on easy. Yeah, as more and more applications arise, as the complex of the data centers and cloud solutions arise right now, we're very focusing to simplify and make it easy as possible. From deployment, by introducing the ways of configuration and pre-configuration of even multi-vendor environment, moving to operations and management with digital mappings that make us possible to provision how any changes will introduce the changes to the performance of the network, as well as also the troubleshooting of those parts. And then moving to the evolution, as right now most of our customers dealing with multiple clouds, yes? And the way how we, with SDN approach, are capable to orchestrate multi-cloud environment as part of the cloud fabric solution. Let's learn a little bit more. Please turn on the video.
You may have several data centers, but due to differences in vendor devices, it takes weeks to provision services. Huawei builds a unified model to orchestrate the network across multi-vendor devices. You can roll out services in a matter of minutes. IT and network teams have to communicate a lot upon exceptions. This is always time-consuming. Huawei builds a digital map for applications and networks. You can locate and rectify faults in just 5 minutes. planning hybrid clouds, but not sure how to do network automation? Huawei's solution interconnects with public cloud APIs to manage hybrid clouds in an easy way. On the public cloud side, you don't need to deploy any plugins or pay for additional infrastructure.
Moving forward, I would like to give you one example of our customer in Spain from government that was benefited from the Cloud Fabric solution. And this is Alicante, where the requirement was to highly increase of the performance of the data center because of the introduction of new applications, as well as connecting very distributed infrastructure with distributed stakeholders that need to get access, secure access to those infrastructure. So we were capable to introduce a high-performance network by introducing 100 gig switches, as well as moving forward for introducing the whole automation there that helped our customer by implementation of changes significantly reduce the time of configuration, as well as also making it 100% success in each and every case that they were doing. And by introducing the whole automation, we were also capable to improve the operations and management of troubleshooting and daily operations routines that they have. Last but not least, let's move to Cloud WAN part. And here the key word for us is agile, yes, for being capable to provision connections as agile connection. With the whole power of SRv6, we are capable to make automation, private line provisioning by minutes, not by days as it was before. Then moving to capabilities of the slicing that help us to be building the networks that can be very flexible for our customers to deliver the experience that they want, from minimum of 2 megabits to being flexible up to gigabits network. And again, the word of operations and management is very important as topology is becoming more and more complex and the design is becoming more and more complex here as well. With real-time visualization, we can see what is going up now in the network and help our customers to troubleshoot and operate it on the daily basis. Again, one of the examples here we can bring from Switzerland, from French part of Switzerland, of the operator who are serving more than 300,000 customers. Yes, and the challenge that they had was on the topology that was not upgradable, as well as exactly the provisioning of the slicing that were not available in previous architecture that the customer had. We were capable, by introducing our latest PNG, to introduce high available devices there. And then, of course, moving to the upgrade to 100G and 400G ready network. And also, by introducing the most simple topology, we're capable to reduce the overhead and with slicing to boost user experience. So how we do this? So for supporting this digital transformation, we are announcing the number of devices and technologies that are available and that are covering the whole set of our portfolio. From flagmans, Cloud Engine campus switches with the highest density of the performance and ports, moving to the first in its enterprise class Wi-Fi 7 access point, moving to the high reliable multicast data center switches in Cloud Fabric, and ultra compact mini BNGs for Cloud WAN. So in essence, our main focus is to support our customers on their digital journey through 3 major upgrades for our intelligent cloud network architecture, making more easy Cloud Fabric, introducing more agile Cloud WAN, and to simplify around our campus. So looking forward, we're we're looking for the next 10 years. Huawei is looking to continue working with European customers and support them in this digital era in Europe by continuing innovating for all segments, yeah, including, of course, with high focus on healthcare, education, manufacturing, retail, government institutions, and financial industry as well. More precise, we have focus on philosophy for building devices and bringing the new technology around these 6 main areas, from ultra broadband with green and energy efficient in mind, running to multi-domain network intelligence by automating and being capable to deliver the multi-cloud experience, running everything on secure way with ubiquitous network in mind, benefiting from the whole technology of IPv6 for highly scalable infrastructure that our customers are building, moving to high resilience and low latency networks, and of course, massive heterogeneous IoT network environments. Huawei is committed as never to continue very aggressive investment in R&D. We continue to bring new innovations, new technologies, new products for our customers to support the growth and to make the breakthrough in our digital era, to make this world a better place. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Maslow. Huawei has upgraded its intelligent cloud network solution and is constantly improving network capabilities to help business accelerate their digital transformation. In addition to data communications, Huawei also continues to innovate in optics. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Marco Giraldo, Senior Architect of Optical of Huawei Western Europe, to share his insights on how F5G evolution can reshape industry productivity.
Thank you, Ellie, for the introduction, and good morning to everybody. The subject of my presentation is F5G evolution reshaping industry productivity. All of us know very well what 5G means for the mobile communication, but probably not all of us knows very well what F5G means. F5G means 5th generation of fixed networks, and it's an ETSI standardization organization efforts to develop a generation roadmap and use cases for the fixed network domains. It aims also to bring together the various standardization organizations that works in the fixed network domain to cooperate together, to develop standards, and to fill the gap if some functionality is missing. F5G uses fiber optics as a media, and has 3 main features. The first, enhanced fixed broadband, and it refers to high speed, so providing 1 gigabit per second to each terminal. The second feature is full fiber connection. That means expanding the fiber optic networks to touch more endpoints. The third is guaranteed reliable experience, and it refers to low latency. Huawei, as a leader in optical communication industries, has been since the beginning a solid partner for ETSI in this technological journey. Indeed, Huawei, thanks to the huge investment in R&D, is at the forefront of innovation, bringing to the market very unique solutions, like the 2 solutions you see in these slides. The first, Huawei is the only company with real commercial deployment of full optical cross-connect solution. With such solution, compared to traditional ODM solution, you can save up to 90% of the space in your central office. And also, this brings to more than 60% of power reduction. Another unique feature that Huawei brings to the market is the possibility to enlarge the available spectrum available to transmit data up to 120 channels in both the C-band and L-band. This leads to an incredible amount of 96 terabits of traffic per single couple of fiber that can be transmitted. So, incredible results. Huawei is a market leader in fiber to the home solution, serving more than 30 million of subscribers in Europe. Based on this PON technology experience, we are now pushing the application of PON technology, passive optical network technology, in new scenarios that goes beyond the traditional fiber to the home scenarios. Like, for example, solution called fiber to the room, where we push the fiber inside the house. So not stopping today at the door in traditional fiber to the room solution, but distributing fiber in the several rooms of the house, and so in this way distributing also Wi-Fi access points and connecting them to a centralized gateway using a single fiber. This provides a better Wi-Fi coverage, and so at the end, a better user experience. Another solution is called fiber to the office, and is the same application for enterprise offices, where we distribute Wi-Fi access point and desktop optical network unit, and then interconnect them using a single fiber toward a centralized gateway. Moreover, we can couple this solution with our private line connectivity services in order to interconnect the site of the customer to the cloud provider, to the application provider. With these two solutions, you can resell these services as additional services to your customers, to your final clients, so in this way, getting more revenue. 5G evolution is also called 5.5 generation, and it includes 3 additional features. The first one is called Green Agile Optical Networks, and it refers to better energy efficiency for optical networks. The second is Real-Time Resilient Link, and it refers to networks with microseconds deterministic low latency and 6/9 availability as enabler of the most demanding industrial applications. The third is optical sensing and visualization, and it's the use of optical fiber as a sensor for the environment. Now we will see some real customer case and new product introduction, new solution introduction that address these 3 new features. The first is a case for the hospitality market. It's a resort in Italy, in Tuscany. They had the issue to renovate completely their old network infrastructure. And together with the Huawei partners and Huawei, they decided to deploy an all-optical solutions using PON technology. With our solution, they were able to provide various types of services, broadband services, not only inside the cottage, but also when the clients walks around the resort, so improving the Wi-Fi roaming and the Wi-Fi experience. Being the solution based on a 2-layers architecture, we were able to save up to 50% of optical modules. And being a passive optical network, as the word says, completely passive between the centralized optical line terminal and the distributed ONU, they were able to save up to 40% of active devices. This has led to an enormous reduction in power consumption, and also, as a consequence, an enormous reduction of CO2 emission. And we are launching these days another solution called Mini FTTO that is specifically targets small enterprises, micro enterprises. It has a solution that foreseen a main gateway with highly integrated functionalities. This gateway can behave like a router, like a firewall, like a Wi-Fi access point controller, and also integrate PON technology in order to provide OLT functionalities and splitters functionalities just in one single box. Then, the distributed Wi-Fi access point or desktop ONU can be connected to this centralized gateway just using a single optical fiber. And this is the ideal solution for all the companies that have very limited resources and knowledge on how to manage a LAN infrastructure, a wireless LAN infrastructure. Because with just a single box, you integrate all these number of functionalities. This is a case for a power utilities in Brazil. They had CEMIG. They serve more than 80 million of households in more than 600 cities. They had the issue to reduce the number of hours of power outages within the limit imposed by the regional authority regulation entity. So they had to rethink completely not only the power network distribution, the power distribution network, but also the communication network infrastructure. And they decided, together with Huawei, to implement an end-to-end all-optical solution, not only for interconnecting the primary substation or the secondary substation, but also within the substation, using a passive optical network solution. Thanks to our solution that is capable of providing 6/9 availability and the segregation of services in dedicated hard pipes, they were able to match their targets and to satisfy the requirements of the authority regulation entities, reducing by 50% the power outage time per year. In these days, we are launching also the first optical intelligent IoT gateway, specifically developed for industrial environment and to be applied in harsh environment. It is the first PON ONU that integrates in just one single box these three main features. So it integrates a precise clock at nanoseconds levels in order to enable the most demanding industrial application in terms of timing. It provides a dual PON uplink in order to switch the traffic in case of faults from the faulty to the protecting line in below than 50 milliseconds. Also thanks to a own developed detection algorithm by Huawei. And also, it integrates the possibility to download application directly in the equipment in order to process in the equipment the data collected by various IoT platforms, so transforming it in a real IoT gateway. This is another case for oil and gas market. For Shandong Shuha Gas Pipeline is a Chinese company that run and operate more than 3,000 kilometers of pipeline in China. They had the issue to reduce the cost of manual inspection used to protect their critical infrastructure. So they underwent a severe test session verifying multiple technologies. And Huawei was the best one and was the chosen one. Thanks to more than 30 years of optical industry experience and artificial intelligence research, Huawei can provide a solution where fibers is used as a distributed sensors that can collect and analyze vibration signals from the field. And then, thanks to artificial intelligence algorithm that automatically adapt itself to the environment, these data are processed and feedback are sent to the control center to take the appropriate actions. The performance of this solution is absolutely outstanding. The customer was able to reduce to below 3% the number of false positive events, and to reduce to nearly zero the number of false negative events. So in this way, reducing a lot the cost of inspection of the critical infrastructure. And now, we are exploring with customers and partners the application of fiber sensing also in other markets, like, for example, for perimeter intrusion detection, for protecting critical infrastructure like airports, railways, and large campus. Huawei is willing to follow 5G evolution and has committed with customers, partners, and industry friends to apply 5G technologies to a wide number of industry and market segments to provide the better, safe, reliable, green, and efficient optical networks to industry and for industrial digital transformation. So let's shape together Let's shape together for industry connectivity. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Giraldo. As F5G continues to evolve, we must understand application scenarios across industries. In turn, this will reshape industry productivity through technological innovation. Data, of course, is at the core of digital transformation. Huawei provides a complete product portfolio to support E2E data processing. Now, here to tell us more, please welcome to the stage Dr. Asaf Natanzon, Chief Architect of Huawei Data Storage, who will discuss building a data-centric, trustworthy foundation for diverse applications.
Hello, everybody, and thank you, Haley, for the introduction. I'm really thrilled to be here and to speak about how we're building a data-centric, trustworthy foundation for diverse applications. Data is the fuel of the digital economy. Enterprises are thriving to unleash the power of data. Let us start with one example. Let's say we have an oil and gas company, and this company wants to search where they should drill to find this oil and gas. Now, what they will do is they will scan the Earth, basically very similar to how we scan our body when we do a CT scan. Now, today, with the current resolution, this scan will produce 700 gigabytes of data per 1 square kilometer. This data will later be processed by over 400 software modules, which will actually produce 10 times more data. So we're speaking about terabytes of data just for 1 square kilometer. Obviously, to find oil and gas, you're speaking about thousands of square kilometers at least. So we're speaking about petabytes of data just for this use case. This leads us to discuss the trends we see in the current digital transformation. The first trend we see is the diversity of application. The second one is that data is becoming hotter, and more data requires real-time processing. And the third one is the urgent need for comprehensive data protection. Let us deep dive into those trends. So as I said, the first trend is the diversity of data application, and let's have a short history lesson. Originally, many years ago, we had only SAN storage, which was serving mainly databases. Later, file shares were added with the NAS protocol, and the unified storage were created. But today, There is a large diversity of application. Each application has slightly different needs. For example, we still have the database in file shares, but we have big data, AI, and many other types of application. And this leads to different requirements for the storage. We need flash storage arrays for production workloads. We need scale-out storage. We need storage specifically for data protection. And obviously, we need a comprehensive management layer to manage all of it. The second trend is data is becoming more and more hot. And when I'm saying hot, in the past, there was a clear distinction between real-time processing, such as billing, and the data warehouse processing, which worked on the data many, many months after the data was created. But today, many, many applications actually need to work on real-time data, along with a lot of historical data. And I'll give 2 small examples. One of them is fraud detection. Let's say you are using your credit card trying to buy something. Now, this fraud detection application needs to understand if it's really you, if this buying makes sense. And to do this, it needs to look at what you're currently trying to buy. But it also needs to look at your purchase history and also maybe on other purchases history in the area that you are buying now. Another example is real-time trading, which needs to look at the current market state, but also needs to look at historical trends in the market to understand how the market is going to behave. The third one is the need for comprehensive data protection. Now, data protection is a very, very wide topic. You need data protection because natural disasters happen. And I can give you one example of a fire that happened in a data center of one cloud provider, which caused 3.6 million sites to go down. Obviously, we also need to protect against human errors. And one example I can tell you about is that one employee deleted a table in a bank by mistake, and the whole bank was down for 12 hours. But I think the most pressing problem today is ransomware and cybersecurity attacks. In one attack, one company had to pay $40 million in order to restore the data. Last year, ransomware created damage of $20 billion, and this is just growing over time. So obviously, we need to protect against ransomware. And when we protect against ransomware, we obviously need to protect our perimeter network. We need to protect our internal network. We need to protect our applications. But at the end, storage is the last line of defense for your data. So obviously, we need comprehensive protection against ransomware built into the storage. So now let me tell you how we are building this data-centric, trustworthy foundation for diverse applications. The first scenario I'm going to talk about is multi-cloud. Today, most, if not all, enterprises are using multiple clouds. And when I'm speaking about multiple clouds, I'm not speaking just about private clouds with multiple data centers. They use their private cloud. They use multiple public clouds, not just a single public cloud. And basically, maybe a large enterprise, the most important applications, he would want them to run in its on-prem, but a lot of applications will also run in the public cloud. And these applications need to be able to share the data between them. There is a need for an ability to back up data to the cloud. You need to be able to move data to the cloud and even move applications. Now, we already did a lot of innovations in this area, but this area we are going to invest a lot in the future, and you will see a lot more innovations coming. The second scenario I'm going to talk about is production and transaction. And here we have Ocean Store Dorado, which is ever fast, ever solid, and highly secure storage. This is a storage mainly targeted at core applications like core banking for the finance and billing for carriers. And when I'm saying ever fast, Ocean Store Dorado, NAS, is 30% faster than any competitor. Our Send storage supports up to 21 million IOs per second. And this is due, for example, our flash link optimizations and other innovations that we have. Our storage is also ever solid. We support up to 7 out of 8 controller failures while still serving the data. So even if 7 out of 8 controller, which is really unlikely, fail, your data is still being served. And this is due to our smart markets innovation. In addition to that, we are the only vendor supporting multi-site active-active for both NAS and block. And when I'm saying multi-site active-active, I mean you have two sites. Each site have a different system, but those systems serve the same data. When I'm saying highly secure, so first of all, in order to handle ransomware, for example, we have our security snapshots, which cannot be modified by no one. In addition to that, we have our protocol security, so your data is encrypted both when it's in transit and also when it's at rest, and also our management engines are highly secure. Let us dive into one of our customer success stories. The Toulouse University Hospital is a hospital with about 2,800 beds. They serve around 280,000 patients every year. Obviously, patients' records, they have hundreds of thousands of them, are very, very critical data. And this is why this hospital required to have the data active-active. It has two sites. The sites are 30 kilometers apart. And he wants the data to be accessible from both sides all the time. And if one site fails, the data continues as usual. Now, previously, they had some third-party vendor, but this third-party vendor didn't support active-active for NAS workloads, for example. By choosing OceanStor Dorado, first of all, the latency dropped to 0.14 milliseconds, which is really, really fast, especially when you're talking about active-active. Secondly, they got data reduction rate of 4.4. This is a significant reduction in the total cost of ownership. And also because the networking configuration was much simpler, the whole management of this solution was much simpler. Moving to the next scenario, which is data analytics. So I believe everybody today knows the importance of data analytics and big data. For this use case, we have our OceanStor Pacific storage. So this is a scale-out storage, so you can infinitely scale it out, but it has the highest performance. And when we're speaking, for example, about file bandwidth, we have twice the performance for large files, twice the bandwidth. When we're speaking about handling small files, we have 5 times the performance, 5 times. And this is due to a lot of innovation we did in how to handle the differences between managing small files and large files. We also support multiple protocols on the same data set. And this is very critical because sometimes you have multiple users. Each one wants to access the data with different protocol. For example, one application would like to access the data with NAS protocol. The other one would like to access it with Hadoop. And the third one would like to access it with object store protocol. Now, file and object are very, very different in how they handle the metadata. And we actually created a unified metadata layer, which allows you to get the best performance for both file and block, and for both file and object. And you can access the same data without creating a copy in any protocol. Last but not least is the capacity. With our hardware innovation, we're able to put 20% more row storage in the same space. So also your environment will be smaller. Let us deep dive into one success story. The Vrije University of Brussels. It's a very respectable university, which has over 200 years of history. They have over 17,000 students, and they have multiple research groups. Now, each department have different needs. For example, the high-performance computing department requires accessing the data as files, while the scientific research programs prefer to access the data as objects. By choosing OceanStor Pacific, they were able, first of all, to reduce the space by 30% because they could use the same data set with different protocols. Also, 20% less space because our arrays are more condensed. And they can scale the system up to exabyte level, so they don't need to worry about the future. Next one is data protection. Like I said, data protection is a very, very wide area. It includes disaster recovery, backup, but also ransomware protection. When I'm speaking about disaster recovery, I already described you how we are the only vendor that have active-active between 2 sites in a metro distance for both block and file. But in addition to that, you can have a third site, which is remote, asynchronous. So even if you have a regional disaster and both of the active sites are down, you still do not lose your data and you can recover. Moving to backup. So backup is very important. Our storage backup, Ocean Protect, unlike other backup storage, also support failure of up to 7 out of 8 controllers while still serving your backup. This means that your backup is always available. There is no not losing the backup window because was one small failure. But in addition to that, our backup speed is the best. We support up to 155 terabytes of backup data per hour. Our restore is even faster, with up to 172 terabytes per hour. And we also have the state-of-the-art data reduction. You can reduce your data up to 72 to 1, 72 to 1. So you have 1 terabyte of raw capacity, you can get up to 72 terabytes of backup data. One of the success stories we have in one of our partners, they had a very famous third-party backup storage. By moving to Huawei, their data reduction increased significantly to 10.5 to 1. The backup speed increased by 30%, but when they needed to export the data to tapes, the older data, it is 4 times faster with our solution. So let me summarize. How do we build this data-centric, trustworthy storage for diverse applications? So first, Huawei Storage supports any application, whether it's a database, big data, AI, virtual machines. No matter what type of application you have, we support it. We also support any environment, whether it's OpenStack, bare metal, VMware, Docker, and for containers, we have our CSI drivers, which give you very, very rapid provisioning of volumes. And we also support multi-cloud. Obviously, with all those workloads, you need a comprehensive management, which allows you to easily provision data and also detect if there are any problems. And for this, we have our data management engine, which supports both Huawei storage arrays and third-party storage arrays. And of course, we have our state-of-the-art storage arrays, which include Ocean Store Dorado, which is optimized for production and transaction, Ocean Store Pacific, which is optimized for the data analytics, Ocean Protect, which is an optimized backup storage, and if you want an hyper-converged infrastructure, we also have Fusion Cube. So I hope that now you have a little bit more understanding how we actually build this data-centric, trustworthy storage foundation to help you unleash the power of the data. Thank you very much.
And thank you, Dr. Natanzon. Now, for our next presentation, please welcome to the stage Mr. Joy Huang, President of Strategy and Industry Development at Huawei Cloud, who is here today to share his presentation on Unleash Digital with Everything as a Service.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I will discuss on how to unleash digital with everything as a service. Huawei Cloud has progressed rapidly over the past year. Gartner ranked us the world 5th in ICE market for year 2021. We couldn't have done it without your support. And our job is to keep innovating to better serve you. In past 6 months, we have released 17 new cloud services. Join us in this afternoon session for more details. Here, I will give you a very brief update. Sustainability is very high on our agenda. We build greener infrastructure for better experience. We have rolled out 75 available zones in 29 regions worldwide. But that is not all. Today, I'm very happy to announce our new region in Ireland goes live now. Thank you. Thank you for your support. At Huawei Cloud, we are always looking for the harmony between tech and nature. Please watch a video.
We are always exploring how nature and technology can live together in harmony. Huawei Cloud has deployed a new data center in Guiyang that is efficient, secure and green. It runs up to 1 million servers, powering a global network, serving customers and partners around the world. Here, we use wind to directly cool the equipment rooms. Natural cool air from outside enters as hot air leaves. With liquid cooling and AI technologies, cooling efficiency has been improved by 5% to 8%, and power usage effectiveness can get as low as 1.12. The cooling system used in the data center dissipates some of the heat through a nearby waterfall and the surrounding lakes, and recycles the rest for heating in winter. We want to build greener data centers around the world. In Europe, we are working with partners to harness innovative digital technologies to build greener infrastructure and drive sustainable growth. Huawei Cloud is devoted to a greener future.
So Huawei Cloud is devoted to a greener future. And another very high priority and important thing is innovation. We help our customer to innovate, to evolve, and to grow. So let's first look at some success stories in different industries. Please watch a video.
Go unlock possibilities with Huawei Cloud. Go explore. Infuse intelligence into massive data to spot gene defects. Turn the cloud into the new platform for quantum computing. Go advance. Rapidly respond to flight schedule changes for a more efficient airport. Compute mountains of data for precise weather forecast. Go innovate. Make toll collection intelligent for free-flow highways. AI-powered ports make logistics faster and safer. Make real-time inspection a reality for power grids. Go believe. Boost the city traffic brain for smoother lanes. Monitor waterlogging and sewage for a cleaner, greener city. Deliver large volumes of packages even during peak hours. Go discover. Render futuristic views on the cloud at speeds previously unimagined. Unleash new levels of horsepower for autonomous driving. Facilitate learning in any form, at any time. Go envision. Decipher pathology scans to fine-tune cancer screening. Generate disaster pre-warnings underground to safeguard miners. Watch over our Earth by tracking geological and hydrological changes. Go protect. Digitally preserve relics of our civilization for generations to come. Monitor the rainforest and its inhabitants for Mother Nature to flourish. Restore ecosystems and give the desert back its trees with intelligent robots. Go unlock possibilities.
Thank you. About innovation, today I will focus on 4 areas where Huawei Cloud has unique value to our customers. Cloud native, data value, artificial intelligence, and application modernization. Huawei Cloud is a firm believer in cloud native. As you can see here, we provide full stack of cloud native innovation. At the same time, to give you more freedom of choice, we dive deep into open source. Since I've started from year 2015 with one project, Kubernetes, but it has now grown into a community with more than 1,100 projects in more than 20 categories. And the Huawei Cloud has contributed to a lot of projects like KuberEdge, Kamada, Volcano, ServiceCom. And today, I would like to introduce 3 new services in this area. CCE Turbo accelerates computing, networking, and scheduling for 40% higher performance and greater scalability. UCS delivers consistent experience for multi-cloud, across-region application management. It means you develop your own application once. You can deploy it anywhere. And the function graph is a function-level serverless as a service. Those services will take cloud native to the next level. We are always innovating on our data products and solutions. So we started GaussDB research from year 2007. So now we live up with new features like serverless, regionless, modelless, NDPQ. NDPQ stands for Near Data Processing plus Parallel Query. This improves query response speed by 10 times. And as you can see here, now we have real-time, DWS supports real-time data warehouse. MR supports real-time data lakes. And lake formation unifies management of metadata. Very important thing is Roma Connect connects all the legacy systems with new data lake. And the TIGs support multi-party, even multi-companies, data training and data analysis. For AI, I will talk about 3 very important core technologies: foundation model, knowledge computing, and AI solvers. First, Pangu is our pre-trained foundation model. Pangu CV model helps electric power customer, reduces models from 20 to 1 with greatly improved recognition accuracy. And our Pangu wave model make ocean disaster forecast faster. As Keng Hu mentioned, our Pangu drug molecule model speeds up drug discovery from several years to just 1 month. I think foundation model is becoming the cornerstone of AI innovation. Second, knowledge computing is a huge step forward for combining industry knowledge with AI technologies. By using Huawei Cloud Knowledge Computing, a Hongqi automobile dealer drastically reduces customer wait time and technician training time. In oil and gas industry, our knowledge computing helps our customers to identify oil reservoir more precisely and efficiently. AI solvers combines operation research with AI. So Huawei Cloud Optimus won global hands #1 ranking for solvers last year. And Tianjin Port used our Optimus to optimize global scheduling and make better use of all the resources. Shenzhen Airport used our Optimus to improve scheduling and boarding efficiency. That saves passengers 2.6 million shuttle trips a year. To embrace digital, application modernization is a must. Huawei Cloud provides 4 pipelines to speed up this process. DevCloud is a one-stop software development pipeline, and new features like code check detects errors right after coding using more than 10,000 security rules. And DataArts is new data governance pipeline. ModelArts is a one-stop AI development pipeline. Even beginners can develop AI models with stunning accuracy. And then MetaStudio is a digital content production pipeline. Recently, we released Virtual Live and Low Latency Live. They have been widely used in e-commerce and entertainment. And to make innovation easier and faster, passing on experience is critical. As you can see here, Cool Gallery is a marketplace on top of Huawei Cloud. It supports more than 7,400 products now. And the MacroVerse is an industry application PaaS platform. So today I would like to introduce two new core APaaS. Cool Message support rich messages, including smart SMS, 5G messages, push messages on smartphones, tablets, and smartwatches. And Cool Search is a search engine, intelligent search engine for enterprise user. It supports more than 50 languages. And driven by AI, it better understands user intent for precise recommendations. Another very important aspect for enterprise innovation is security and compliance. We draw on Huawei's 30 years security practices and launch Security Cloud brand. It provides more than 400 threat detection models. It automatically processes alarms, reducing the handling time from hours to minutes. Huawei Cloud is committed to providing customers with compliance, consulting, platform security, data security, and compliance compass services. We have more than 120 certifications, including C5. And to provide trustworthy cloud service in Europe, we deployed independent cloud service in Europe. And we perform maintenance and operation locally. In addition, we released white papers on data and security and privacy protections. They are part of our effort to help customers to implement better security and compliance. Global plus local is very important. This is particularly important for the businesses that wish to expand their footprint globally. So this year, we announced our boosting solution for global businesses. It supports security and compliance, application acceleration, smart localization, enterprise services. For example, it supports more than 100 languages. You know, we have smartphones around the world. We reuse a lot of capabilities like AI. So one e-commerce company, actually before, one person one day can do 2 advertisements. With our AI capabilities, one person one day can do 50 to 60 advertisements. That's huge improvement. Another example is Midea. Midea is a well-known tech company. So our boosting solution provides unified infrastructure for Midea global businesses in Asia and in Europe. With clearly displayed global resource data and real-time data reports, Midea cuts the operation cost by 40%. Huawei Cloud Spark RTC is a real-time multimedia service. It covers more than 170 countries, and it cuts cross-continental latency to less than 200 milliseconds. SchoolMapED is an international education institute headquartered in Ireland. So with our Spark RTC, its online education platform enables seamless experience to teachers, to students in different countries, different regions, just as if they were in the same classroom. We announced Go Cloud, Go Global ecosystem plan. So this plan supports our partners with capability building, joint solution, and co-marketing. Huawei Cloud has attracted more than 38,000 partners around the world. We will work closely with more local partners, buy local, for local, and in Europe, for Europe. So let's watch a video, please.
Welcome to join Huawei Cloud Europe.
So in a summary, Huawei Cloud, we hope to unleash digital with everything as a service. Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Mr. Joy Huang, for your presentation. We're now going to take a very short break, just 2 minutes, to change the configuration of the stage before our next session. So don't go anywhere. We'll be following up with a panel discussion in just 2 minutes. So we are all now set up and ready for the panel discussion. So if you'd like to take your seats, the panel discussion will start in just a few instants. Now, Huawei Cloud has always dedicated itself to technological innovation and is committed to creating value for customers through the application and usage of the most advanced technologies. We have 5 guests with us here today who will discuss how innovative ICT infrastructure helps European digital transformation. Firstly, I'd like to welcome to the stage the moderator of the panel discussion, Mr. Christophe Batia, Network Deputy Director for Western Europe.
Hi. Welcome in this panel session. Today we're going to talk about the challenges and the needs of the customers for the digital transformation. And we're going to also have a look at how digital transformation can be solved by the infrastructure. And in the end of this panel session, we will share some use cases, and we will also share about the partnership we have with our partners. So today, I'm really happy to welcome on stage Pierre Demour, EVP and CEO of SES Imagotag. Please welcome Pierre. Hi. Eric Blasi, CEO of Orange Connectivity and Workspace Services. Salut Eric. Wolfgang here, CEO of Douglas. Hi Wolfgang. And Ludo Baum, CEO and founder of Intermax. Hi Ludo. So, Eric, can you just briefly introduce yourself and Orange Connectivity and Workspace Services, please?
Thanks, Christophe. Good morning to everyone. So I am Eric Blasi, Orange Business Services. I am in charge of an entity which provides integrated services around 3 pillars: connectivity, collaboration, and mobile device management with all services we can imagine.
Thanks, Eric. Wolfgang, maybe can you say a few words about your association, please?
Yeah, thank you for having invited me to this nice city. I like to be in France every
Welcome
time.
in Paris.
And thank you for Huawei for having me here. Douglas is the German association of fiber deploying and fiber network operating companies. And in Germany, it's a bit special in European comparison. We have many smaller enterprises doing it on a local and regional basis. And 160 of those enterprises are organized in Douglas. I'm also, and let me shortly mention this, I'm also a spokesman of the European Local Fiber Alliance. We have founded this association as a roof organization in some 5 or 6 years ago. And we have 12 associations from 9 countries, among them also 2 French associations. Infranom is known, I think. And the other one, I always forget the abbreviation.
So the point of view outside of pure industrials will be very interesting. Pierre, can you say a few words about you and Imagotag, please?
Yes, good morning, everyone. So I'm Pierre Demour. I'm the head of sales and operations at SES Imagotag. So SES Imagotag is the world-leading company in digital solutions for physical retail. What we are doing is we are inventing and developing IoT and digital solutions to help optimize operations in stores and also improve customer experience.
Okay, thanks.
So we're a 600 million euro company operating in 36 stores, so worldwide presence.
Yeah, we're happy to work with you as partner.
Thank you.
Thanks. Ludo, can you say a few words about Intermax and introduce briefly yourself?
Of course. Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me. Niemen Hao. Intermax is a managed service provider located in the Netherlands. I founded the company 28 years ago, and now we provide resilient, ultra-secure, ultra-high uptime network and application infrastructure, especially for critical infrastructure like hospitals and public sector.
So you're briefly mainly on government and health.
Yeah, especially public sector and healthcare.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Ludo. I will have a first question maybe for Eric. Can you share with us what do you see in terms of need from your customers in terms of digital transformation?
Yes, Christophe, thanks. So globally, we can see with our customers that digital transformation is no more an option, but it is really a must-have. And that for public and private customers. Why a must-have? First, a must-have for workspace to provide the best collaboration tools on the right device to employees, whatever where they work, at home, in the office, or in an airport, for example. And it is also a must-have for business processes to improve their business, to improve agility on the market, and globally customer experience and satisfaction. So we can see that for all type of business and activities, in industry, in retail, like with SMS Imagotag, also in healthcare or public sector. We can see globally 3 priorities for customers. The first is the customer and employee satisfaction, very important. The second, the security, of course, all of the digital infrastructure, and resilience also because quality of service is very important.
Yeah, thanks, Eric. Pierre, as you are more or less specialized in the retail and also on solution ports, I mean, not only on infrastructure side, what is your point of view on this kind of challenge for this digital transformation?
Yeah, so obviously retail is the number one industry in the world. I mean, it's 15% of the GDP in the world today, so it's very critical. And I think we saw that during the COVID times, that retail was really at the heart of our life in the world. So we see how critical it is. And in the same time, this world is very, I would say, far away from digitization. It's very late. So there is really a need that now all retailers are aware of, that they need to go very fast on digitizing their stores, make them much more efficient, that they serve better the clients. There is also the challenge of e-commerce rising, really, that they need to catch that wave. How do they do this without becoming completely inefficient or losing money? So, I mean, those challenges are really, really tough for them. They need to be agile. They need to serve better their clients and make sure that they still want to come into the stores, and in the same time they need to answer the need for more e-commerce. So we are going to a world where we talk now about phygital, the mix of, I mean, one single client could go in a store and the day after he will go shop on the internet. And how does retail catch this wave, and how do they still keep their physical store while they are catching the e-commerce wave? So that's really a challenge for them. And clearly, digitizing their stores is absolutely critical for them. So they need solutions that are easy to deploy and very quick to deploy and very efficient.
Okay, thank you, Pierre. Wolfgang, from your point of view, what challenges you see on the whole market as you have a European point of view? I'd like to have your point of view on what kind of challenge you see from your side.
Okay, I'm having the watch in my eyes, just not to speak too long. We discussed that. Okay, so I try to
Thanks,
focus
Phil.
on a few points.
I will freeze time.
Yeah, what one crucial point is, and this is say more important in Germany than in many other European countries, is that ICT needs high-class infrastructure. And in Germany we are far away from that, still far away. We're making improvements, it's okay. Many enterprises or also institutions like Stadtwerke are investing in infrastructure, also the bigger enterprises now. So this is on its way, but it's not good yet. A second thing, which is getting more and more essential, a crucial problem in Germany, is the skills shortage. We have not enough skilled young people to get them into the expensive labor which we have in Germany. Our labor is expensive, like in all the other Western European countries, and so we have to supply them with good technology, and we have it's the market, the working market has turned around. When I was young, I had to do what my employer said. Today, my employees they tell me what to do as an employer. Yeah? Where they want to work, when, what equipment they need, if a task is good, if they come back to the office. Just imagine, I have difficulties to get my team back into the office for 2 days a week because they are now accustomed I can work anywhere. So this is, but I'm not joking, this is a very crucial point to equip our workers with good technologies and to share the knowledge. And this is my point, sharing knowledge, not anymore in email boxes like in mine, or in data silos. This is one crucial challenge.
Okay.
Can I maybe add to that?
Yeah,
because I agree with Wolfgang on the shortage of people. And my opinion is that we're not going to solve that by making more people. Well,
no, there's a truth.
I'm not suggesting anything. So I think that COVID has changed a lot. And now we have to move from emergency mode to smart mode. Yeah? So we're not getting any extra people on short notice. So I think that automation and employee experience and letting people work anytime, everywhere, where they want, as you already mentioned, that's key. Obviously, you need super infrastructure for that. And I totally agree with what Mr. Zhang just said on
for the cloud.
So anything, everything as a service, that's the way to go. So we should move from the infrastructure up to the application layer to sort of empower those little employees that we still have left.
So you're going to my next question. How this infrastructure can help to solve these kind of challenges? Because there are many challenges. Okay, automation, shortage of skills, and so on. So from your point of view, what all this infrastructure can provide?
You need to completely rethink the application landscape that you already have. So if you're not thinking cloud native, if you're not thinking Kubernetes, if you're not thinking DevOps or SecDevOps or all those nifty acronyms that you have now, if you're not thinking about that right now as a service provider or an IT company or any organization, then you're already too slow. So, little warning from my side. Step it up.
Yeah.
Only a short addition to that. This transition technologies in the infrastructure will not help us anymore. Germany is copper-based, also like England and Italy.
You're not going on fiber right now?
And we have to go on fiber. Yeah. Even Vodafone now moved. I don't know if you read the news yesterday.
Orange is on the way for a while.
Yeah. So we need fiber to everything, to mobile applications, to fixed line networks and that stuff. So if we don't do that, we will fall behind because the rest of the world will do it.
Yeah, you will need more bandwidth to afford the services and so on. So if you remain on copper, you will have.
You can have all these nifty Huawei equipment, but if you don't have fiber,
it's useless.
You're dead in the water.
That's true. Pierre, from your point of view, outside of just pure infrastructure, but on the solution side, how can these solutions solve this challenge?
Yeah, I can only agree with what has John B. said. I mean, employment, staff recruitment is a real big issue in retail as well. There is no possibility to recruit more, and by the way, they are under very high pressure regarding labor cost, and I know the profitability of the stores are really in danger. So they need solutions, they need digital solutions to help that, and share the data, produce more smarter data, share that with the brands, because today, you have like employees on the brand side that are running everywhere in the stores to check data, to, check aisles, check shelves, check products. And what about using technology to help get the data and share it widely between brands and retailers and build, the new oil that we were talking about earlier. So yeah, the solutions that we see rising in the stores are really at, improving the operations in the store, improving the productivity, obviously with our ESLs, which is electronic shelf labels, which are the step one to automatize the price automation in the stores, but also like small cameras, for instance, to check on the out of stock, which is a big problem for stores and very time consuming and very cash consuming. So we are really bringing solutions that make it possible to get more profit, more margin, as well as releasing the employees from the pain of having to do stupid work, and so they are back into more interesting jobs, and also increasing the customer journey because they are more available for shoppers.
Okay, thank you. Based on that, could you share with us maybe one use case you have in mind?
Yeah, there are a few customers, including one which we share with Huawei, like Intermarché, for instance, where obviously the customers have been using our electronic tags, to do price automation for 20 years, and now they are building on this asset to do much more. Like they are using the technology now with a LED on the labels to help on picking in store, to be much more effective into preparing the baskets for the e-commerce, so that a store could do from 50 basket per day to 100 without any extra staff, just using the technology that is already installed with the Wi-Fi infrastructure. but also improving the customer journey, because we are providing, based on this, digital tools on the mobile for the clients, so that they can be helped on the shop floor to shop better, to shop faster. And now we are adding those, little cameras and computer vision software in the cloud to help identify out of stock. So now they are building another software layer on top of the investment that they have already done to automatize the prices, so that they can detect all the out of stock and share the data also with the brands. So and the last layer now is with the brands also to make them to make it possible to do advertising and to do in-store media using the displays that we have rolled out everywhere. So like we are building extra value out of the one infrastructure that we have installed in the stores.
Okay, thanks. Thank you, Pierre. Eric, I would like to have your point of view on how this infrastructure can solve the challenges of your customers.
Globally, we really think in Orange, and with you also, Huawei, that network solution and cloud solution we can provide together around campus LAN or data centers LAN, Wi-Fi, cloud services, or fiber interconnection also between two data centers, for example, are really key for digital transformation, because we must provide the best end-to-end and visibility, end-to-end quality and visibility around those infrastructure, to have the best access to application, but also to data. We spoke before a lot of data, and all the day, every day, we spoke about data. Infrastructure on the operator side is important also, because all customers are multi-location worldwide. So it's very important also to have infrastructure to connect each site of the company. And that is right for users, like customers or employees, but also for things like sensors, like industrial machine, because today we can see with SOS Imagotag and others that more and more business processes and critical usage are supported by cloud solution or IP networks. For example, today an operating room in an hospital use network or cloud, also in retail with SOS and tag for prices are based also on Wi-Fi infrastructure. So globally, we think it's key to have the right agility, simplicity around infrastructure to provide the best experience and the best satisfaction around digital transfer.
For your customers. Yes. Yeah. Wolfgang, maybe you have a word about this, because infrastructure, you're not the owner, but you see how it works. You see how it solves it.
Yeah, our members are owners of the infrastructure.
Exactly.
But I would like to tell you one story. Don't be afraid. Some years ago, I visited the CeBIT trade fair. It was the biggest German trade fair for information technology for decades, I think. And then Huawei had half a hall, and it was filled with some smart city management cockpit. And I was super impressed, because there you had possibilities just to say, oh, what are we polluting the air with the traffic? How is the water supply? What do we do with political decisions? How do we transform them into daily life and that stuff? And then it was a few years ago. Then I thought, okay, who will use that now? Some 5 or 6 years later, if I look into the cities, and we have a big trend, it's not only in Germany, but I think in the whole Europe, a trend of urbanization. That means all the cities are getting bigger and bigger, so there's an absolute need to manage these cities, to say, when will I still allow cars to drive, which drive not with electricity, but with fossil fuels? What do I have to optimize the waste management for the inhabitants and all that stuff? So this is a very big use case, which is still, at least in Germany, at the beginning. Yeah.
It is in many countries in Europe right now.
And at least in Germany, one of the reasons why it still is at the beginning is that the infrastructure is not appropriate yet. So we have to, there's a necessary need to build the infrastructure. A second one, I don't know if we come to that issue, but a second big issue for digitization from our point of view is the whole issue of sustainability. How do we produce energy? How do we give it to the people? What do we do with waste management, recycling, and all that stuff? And we think that digitization is one or the key to solve many of these related problems.
Yeah, in Huawei we say we use the data and we use cloud, AI, IoT, and so on to do more with the same amount of resources right now. That's more or less.
Yeah, that's what I think, is that you really need interoperability. So we're talking about infrastructure, but let's say infrastructure is not a problem anymore because, well, it will be there if your members are doing the right thing. Even in Germany.
Yeah.
I have to make a joke about it as a Dutch guy, but no, I won't. But I think that the real challenge is that what comes after the infrastructure part is how are we going to interconnect everything, because there is just too much data and also too much suppliers of intelligent solutions. So there needs to be somebody who just interconnects that and let the data flow easily from one point to another. And I think that's still a challenge. We have many intelligent solutions, but they're all, well, the majority of them are point solutions. So then you have to buy the complete stack from one vendor, including infrastructure and devices. Would be good, would be great, that someday did you say, okay, as a user, I just want to solve this problem, and I don't really care what vendor or equipment or infrastructure is behind it. It should be ubiquitous, as they call it.
Yeah, of course, yeah. You need openness in the infrastructure, interoperability, otherwise you're going to be locked, of course.
Otherwise you're going to be locked, and that's where we are now, that people who transition to the cloud, they realize, it's Hotel California. I can check in any time I want, but I can never leave. So that's still a challenge that we have to solve.
Yeah.
Maybe if I can just give one additional thought on that. From the point of the customer, ubiquitous connectivity is the point of the demand. The customer is not interested in our infrastructure and mobile infrastructure. It doesn't interest him. He wants to be connected.
Yeah, he wants the service.
Yeah. And the second one, and this was my thought when I saw the films in the presentation before, our workers are so expensive. Don't let them waste their time with cheap work, which can be done by intelligent systems. And
don't waste their time with cheap infrastructure that doesn't work. Yeah. So.
That's why, to be honest, in Huawei we provide so efficient automation and troubleshooting. I'm quite aware of the topic, and yeah, that's why we really focus on this for when we provide network solutions, for example. So you got the point. Don't waste your time for configuration. No. Just run the service. Yeah, that's true. Eric, can you say a word about your partnership with Huawei? What's your experience?
So first to say that in Orange Business Service, we have a strong strategy around partnership. And we have in the organization a partner office dedicated on that. And with Huawei, the partnership is strong since more than 10 years, I think. We started with video collaboration, after with networks and the cloud solution. So it's a strong partnership between us. So a partnership which is here to provide the best Huawei technology first, but also the best on the Orange side, services and visibility end-to-end for a solution. Because we said before, infrastructure, visibility, agility, quality of services are key for companies and their business. It's a commercial partnership, of course, but also a co-innovation and offers development partnership with globally support and teams and the same support all over the world, worldwide for customers. So we really think that between Huawei and Orange, we can provide the best agile, simple and green also, because it's very important, offers and technology for our customers.
Yeah, and we made some improvement on the network. I'll show you on the booth later. I would have the question to you also, Ludo. From your point of view, what's the benefit you have to play with Huawei as a partner? What's your opinion around this?
Well, you know, in IT industry, we all talk about partnerships very easily. So you're a partner, and then if you sell enough, then you get a partner award. And all our other vendors talk very easily about partnership. But when you really get to know each other is when you're in trouble, so to speak. So when there is a disruption, something isn't working, there is a malfunction, the software has a bug, because
that's life.
That's life, you know? And I think that real partnership comes down to trust. So that you know that if you're in trouble, and we were one of the first users of Ocean Store Dorado, and you could expect there will be some issues or questions or things that didn't work out as planned. And we were really amazed about the real support day and night. And when we said, okay, so we have a big hospital with 2 locations, we were in trouble, there's something wrong, we can't figure out what it is. And the Huawei people really stepped up their game, and they did 24/7 their utmost to solve this problem. And actually the customer didn't really notice anything, just a slight disruption maybe. And that's what I call partnership. You know, that not just selling a lot of boxes.
Just saying we are partners.
We are, yeah, you can trust us, you know. In
words
good times
words are
bad
easy,
times.
doing is not the
words
same.
Words are easy,
yeah.
Doing is difficult. It's like, oh man, you make me cry. It's like a marriage.
Not yet for customers.
Maybe Pierre, as we are on an ecosystem mode with you as a partner, you can share also from your point of view or experience. This question was not so expected from you, I know, but I think it should be nice outside of system integrators, but as ecosystem to have your point of view about how we are working together.
Yeah, I can give a testimony on that, because the partnership has been taking place for a few years now, and it has actually produced strong results, because we have incredible rollouts going on with Huawei, not to name them. Lidl and Intermarché are 2 big names that we are doing together, digitizing the thousands of stores with those 2 brands at least. What I can say is that the partnership is very strong at the R&D level, and I think we can really find a strong collaboration and open-minded spirit between our teams, because what we are doing is very complex. It's not easy. We are talking about the source code of both our products, making them work together in a smart way. This is not easy, I can tell you. Not everyone on the market has this, I would say, power and dedication of the teams to make it work and improve it all the time. So this is very, very much appreciated from the R&D teams. And on the partner management side, I think it's going fantastically. I mean, it's really great to work with Huawei.
Yeah, dedication is one of the core value of Huawei. Maybe you already know.
Okay, I didn't know that, you see.
Wolfgang, from your point of view, as your job more or less is to prepare, I would say, the next coming things. From your point of view, what could be the next challenge for the future?
What we see is that at least for the German enterprises being engaged in fiber deployment and network operation, there are, say, 3, 4, 5 central issues to be solved where we are still at the beginning. One is, I think some of you just mentioned, it was you at the beginning, the issue of resilience is becoming more and more important, because on the one hand we see what huge advantages we have out of ICT, and on the other hand we are quite vulnerable, which is maybe also to be seen now in the conflict, in the East European war conflict, where I think it was only by accident, but I think that there had been some attacks on German supply systems, and they are still out of order. So there is no appropriate protection for these networks. So resilience is quite an important, maybe the most important issue. By the way, because you asked the other participants of the panel concerning their relation with Huawei, you know that Huawei is a big member of Douglas Association, and what I can say for my members, for the deploying enterprises, is nobody is working alone with one big supplier, such like Huawei, but many of them are using Huawei technology because it's a leading technology, it's a technology leader. And most of the enterprises in Germany, they just have some kind of portfolio of suppliers, not to be like in the gas supply, being dependent on only one. But there are in Germany there are 3, 4 leading suppliers, and Huawei is one of them certainly. Just not to talk too long. Second one is energy cost, which has exploded in Germany already before the current conflict. It had doubled. You know, we are not that smart like, for example, the French people.
No comment.
We are damming atomic power plants and let EDF do the job, and we import the atomic energy. So it's kind of same. Okay, but we have to cope with that. Third one is migration from copper to pure fiber networks. And the fourth one is, I already mentioned it, how to make economic progress in times of skills shortage. Quite difficult.
Skill shortage will be the next real challenge for every company, I think. And customers, global ecosystems, and so on. Every company should consider this point in a serious way. I fully agree. Maybe Ludo, do you have a clue about the next challenge of your customer? You have any idea? I know this question was not expected also, but I know you're fluent.
So probably I already mentioned it before. Customers, they went from emergency mode to, they have to move to smart mode. So to make, what choices do they now have to make to sort of step up their game concerning digital transformation? They have too many choices. So they have to think resiliency. They expect it always to work. Then they have to think about their retail proposition. Then they have to think about their personnel shortages. Then they have to think of driving down cost for energy. So they have to make a lot of choices. So my suggestion would be, especially for partners, for Huawei partners and IT companies in general, to really focus on your customer and try to figure out what makes them tick. You know, what's important for them. Change from a user experience, which is not very personal, to employee experience. What does this person need to do their job? All the way, job mission. How can we make things easier using technology, and not starting with technology, because it should be there. That's our problem, so to speak.
Yeah, your job is more or less to advise your customers which technology is more or less suitable.
And then also my suggestion would be to focus on a certain group of customer, or just one vertical, and really dive into that vertical and design the best solutions for that specific industry. And you know, the technology is all here.
Yeah, we have plenty of solutions,
yeah.
as you know.
Yes. And I think, Christophe, we are here, we can help to transform complexity in simplicity, because we have a lot of technology, a lot of services. We can provide technology. Customers have already technology, etc.
And we have experience. We did everything already wrong twice, probably.
That's what we
so
call
let our customers
experience.
benefit
Fail
from
once,
it.
fail twice, and so on. Yeah.
Fail many.
Okay, thanks again for your sharing. I was really happy to have you all on board for these panel sessions. Thanks for your time. Thanks for this sharing. I hope you will go to the booth to discover our solutions if you don't know yet. We have several sessions in the afternoon, such as network, storage, and optical sessions. So feel free to reach our sessions this afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Batia. And of course, his wonderful guest, this very insightful panel discussion. Well, that has just put an end to these morning keynote sessions. So thank you everyone for attending, albeit here or online. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful lunch, and we'll be back this afternoon. And as our guest said, please don't hesitate in going and checking out the booths that are here in the Palais de Congrès. Merci beaucoup and bon appétit.